Hey y'all, first let me say thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for liking them. Thank you for commenting. I'm sorry if they're a little heavy. If I had other ways to tell my story, I would, but this is my life mostly. All struggles, chaos, difficulties. But what I was coming to say was somebody had some question for me regarding the videos that I first did, which is kind of cool because I get to answer some questions, actually have something direct to talk about. But anyway, let's go. First question is, why do you think you didn't cry when my mom died? And what emotions was I having when I was sitting alone in the driveway? Well, with that, I didn't cry. Thinking back now, I didn't cry because I think that I felt a sense of freedom. I felt that release from the toxicity that was going on at that particular time. I mean, like, as far as me and my mom goes, yeah, that was a level of, I don't know, it was always something there, which is why I always spent my time outside. Because, I don't know, it was a weird feeling, to know that your mom in the back of her head, mine, knowing she didn't really, mess with you like that, or at least that's how I was feeling. So I was always kind of distant at the end, towards the end of, her being here. So I don't think I cried. I didn't cry because it was just so much going on. She was always being mean. I don't want to say always, because it was sometimes when we had good times. I ain't gonna say I didn't have fun, periodically during childhood, because that would be a lie. I'm saying that I had good days, but for the most part, I always had this black cloud over my head following me, it felt like, all the time. Anywhere I go, it don't matter what I did, how I did it, it was just, there. And the emotions that I had in the driveway was like, it was like, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to feel, all the emotions opposed to just the sad emotions. I guess I was, in a sense, analyzing my situation. Like, where do I go from here now? Because I thought that she, finally got her suffering over. As well as us, I thought, we was free finally. Like, okay, my life is going to get so much better now that I don't have that stigma on my head. I was actually excited somewhat, I think. Yeah. How did that incident change you and your perspective on life as a person? I would say that it really impacted me, because for the most part, ain't no child supposed to be thinking, that they happy to get away from their mom, unless it was just something just there. So, how you got that TV family that everybody be showing, like, oh my God, you have your mom, you got your dad, you got your siblings, everybody happy. Of course, the siblings fight once in a while, but all in all, everybody's okay. That dynamic kind of shifted things for me, okay? So when she died, I felt as if, my perspective on life changed. Like, it went from me with the lack of love and nurturing that comes from a mom. I thought I was going into love, more love, I guess you would say. My perspective changed. The outlook was different for me. Like, I was kind of excited. And how it changed me as a person, it brought me, what I would say, the pursuit of love, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say that as a person, I started to shift to find people that would love me unconditionally, no matter what. Attitude, not attitude. Happy, sad, pretty, not pretty. All of that. It don't matter. All my flaws and all. That's what changed me. It changed me to search for that love that I was supposed to have gotten from my mom. What things did you do as you thought about this moment recently? Sitting here now and thinking about back then, I think that we just didn't have enough time to correct the situation. I think if she would have stayed a little longer, eventually she would have figured out that I wasn't lying about the situation, and we would have been able to fix it. And I kind of think that now because, you know, as you grow older, you lose people, and some people lose people after they done had bad interactions or stuff left unsaid, unfinished business. You know what I'm saying? The person that means something to them just up and passes. It kind of make you think back on their relationship and what could have happened if things were corrected. I do think about how if she was still here, how would things have been? Do you think your siblings had a similar change as you while growing up? I would say yes and no. As far as my sister goes, yes. I think me and her had somewhat of similar situations and circumstances during that time. Not so much my brother because he was on like 3 or 4, so he was just basically starting off or whatever. So when me and my sister and my brother, you know, was about to leave or whatever, I had a thought in my head like, okay, you can't go somewhere else and act the same as if you're with your mom because it's not your mom. Your mom's supposed to love you unconditionally, whatever you do. Other people have conditions. So that was my mindset at the time of the transition from leaving my mom to going to Chicago. It was like, you can't act like this if you want this to happen. Can't have an attitude, or you can't go against the grain, or you can't, you know what I'm saying, when you going with other people opposed to your mom, because like I said, that's your mom. She treats you and loves you and does everything for you, or supposed to be there for you. So with that being said, like, I had changed my mindset, like I couldn't, so I was trying to be a better person than what I left my mom with. With my sister, she also, okay, with me, with me, back to me. When we moved, well, it was more so, y'all gotta excuse me, okay? Y'all gotta excuse me. Okay, so it's like, I was the lone, I was always the loner. I was the one, I guess. I don't know. It was just something about me that I never just had like a lot of friends ever at one time. Opposed to my sister. My sister, she had 2 or 3, really good friendships that she had for a really long time. Grew up together and everything. So that was like her little family dynamic. My brother, of course, he was 4, so he just didn't have nobody at the time. My sister, she kind of moved where she was more happier, I want to say. And that was back home in Jackson with her friends, And that's good because she had friends that a house she could stay over. You know what I'm saying? She had the support needed. If she felt bad, or it was just people there that was helping her. You know what I'm saying? And she also had a dad that was helping her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was doing the most, but he was helping her. She just probably thought she was just free. From what she came from to, then jump into that situation. She just probably thought she was just freer than me. And my brother, of course, you know how people say, well, this is me. Whenever I get pets, not saying that my brother a pet, but whenever I get pets, I would like or prefer the younger ones, like puppies or kittens, opposed to the bigger ones. Not that I'm saying anything wrong with the bigger ones. I'm just saying that you can train the puppy, or cat, how you want them to act and what you want them to do and how you want them to do it. And so with that being said, my brother, he was moldable, and I think me and my sister we was already molded. So whatever stigma we had with our mom that was relayed to other people through her was bad, for the most part. But I'm not gonna put it all on her because we was bad. I heard we had some moments, baby. But we were kids. She left to go with her family dynamic. I and my brother stayed in Chicago. When she left, the dynamic shift. And so it went from something to something else. But I'll let y'all know that. So yeah, I would say me and my sister had the same change. We had the similar change growing up. But my brother, he was my auntie's son. He basically became my auntie's son, so she was able to mold him how she wanted to. So yeah, out of us three, he, got the longest straw. He really didn't, have an opinion or anything, I think, on the situation because he didn't experience none of it. Would you forgive your mom for what she had done? Of course I would. Yes. I mean, I forgive her now because I know how it feels to be in love with somebody that you do the most for and you feel the most for and all of this. So I guess I kind of understood her situation. And another thing, I thought I probably had time to fix it. At the time I thought I probably had time to fix it later. You know what I'm saying? I'll just take the repercussions now. And I would deal with her issues later. Like the issues later. But yes, I have forgiven her, and it is what it is. Do you think your dad had a personal feeling about the incident? My dad at the time wasn't an active parent. He wasn't around, and he really didn't, I don't know, I think he really just, he cared about us. He cared about my mom more. But no, I didn't even tell him. I didn't tell him about that situation because he wasn't around. I didn't really know how to tell anybody that after I told that one person. Like, the person that I told, I thought it would have been the best thing to do, but it wasn't. So, no, I think I just zipped it up. It happened. I had to, get on, go with the flow. When you think about it now, what things do you wish you could change or make a little better about the whole situation aftermath? What I would change is me saying it didn't happen, for one. That's the first and foremost. I wish I would have stuck with it, considering I was going to be the bad guy at the end of the day. Anyway, I wish I would have just stuck with that answer, stuck with the truth, opposed to trying to make her feel better. I don't know how things would have changed. I wish I knew. I don't know how things would have changed. I would have just stuck with the truth. But I know I would have gotten to know her better because me trying to stay away from her fire, out of the line of fire of hers. I stayed outside most of the time, so it was just like I didn't know her like that, but I knew her. Like I knew my mom, but I wish that, you see people nowadays, they have a great relationship with their parents. And, that's something I always wanted with both minds, but I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't have that. Going forward, what do you think someone in that situation should do? I think stay with the truth, no matter what. Being true, being honest, it's way better than lying Because to me, when you lie, you make things worse than if you tell the truth. I mean, sometimes the truth hurts, but it works out way better than if you lie, because you got to pile on lie on top of a lie. And then who's to say that that lie gonna help anything, right? So I would say just, it don't matter who you tell, um, even if it's the person that you're supposed to tell and they don't believe you, tell the truth. I tell people I'm honest. I'm an honest person. But depending on who you are, I would sugarcoat it. Meaning, if you're somebody close to me and you ask me something, and I'm gonna be honest about it. And depending on what needs to come out, I might just make it sound a little better. If I don't like you, oh, you better watch out. I'm honest. I'm an honest person now. I mean, it it does something to me to not be honest, or be fair anyway. Be fair. I can't. But, well, you guys, okay, this is a Q&A, and I really appreciate these questions. Thank you. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed watching some of my stories. Talk to you later.